stuff like that. Oh, it's starting right now? Oh, shit.
Tell Tony
Then
we're
I need to
starting
watch
without
out.
him. Yes, tell Tony we're starting without him.
Hey. Yes. Stop that. Why? I'm trying to save money, man. We don't have to, wash it again.
No questions.
Okay, all
No
right,
questions
not
until we
yet.
start.
It's not the right time.
He has
He
an
did.
award.
He gave it to Bonesy. I know. Yeah, he gave it away. Remember. Get over here, Tony. What the hell? Seriously.
He lost his mic.
What? Oh, you better find that. That cost us $30, goddammit.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the BS&S show.
We ran
I
Beach
am your
today.
host, Cyrus the motherfucking virus. And we are fresh off of three of us anyway. We're fresh off of hey, Tony, I'm trying to talk here, so shut the fuck up.
Get
Thanks,
in
buddy.
there.
All right, we're fresh off a nice little beach to bay run. I got a special guest, the guy in the middle. We're not going to name him, and the guy at the end, Hank. We
What's up, brother?
ran a little beach to bay action
A little
today,
bit.
and oh, by the way, we swear. I'm sorry about it. If you don't like it, change the fucking channel. I'm sorry.
Right.
I have Tourette's.
We are sponsored by a couple beer people and the lovely Exchange. Thanks you to the Exchange for having us.
Damn right.
And so to my left is Bob. I love John Daly. Bob.
John Daly should not have ridden in a cart. He didn't make the cut, so who cares?
Yeah, well, he likes smoking cigarettes and eating McDonald's, so that's cool.
John Daly's the
doesn't?
fucking man.
Who doesn't?
He's an American treasure. I love John Daly. And next to him is Furman. I puked as I crossed the finish line today. Garcia.
Awesome.
And next to him is Chef Eat My Motherfucking Food, Tony.
Damn right, baby.
And
Hey, we got Chelsea's Bar now open. We got food over there at Airline in Alameda.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
7 days a week, 5 to midnight. Come check us out. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
Yeah, baby.
best food in the game for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
And down at the end we have
Bonesy.
Hank-
I don't know what we got
Bonesy.
down there.
We got Bonesy.
I don't know what we got.
Bonesy says you were gonna leave me in the car, and I cannot believe it.
I hate that thing so much.
Yeah, is it because it's looking at you?
At the end we have Hank. I ran a 10-minute mile and I love
10 and a half.
I don't know, a school skeleton
10 minute miles,
guy dressed as a Tim Tebow.
Infinitely longer than any mile
What's
I'll
the
ever run.
difference?
So way to go, Hank.
What's the
He
difference?
likes skinny women, apparently.
Hey, guys, by the
what
way,
you're talking about.
at the bar right now, Mary Kay, she was on the first place team today for Beach to Bay.
What?
She
Here's
and Tim
Mary
are
Kay.
at the bar. She's
Hell
out there.
yeah,
I don't know
Mary
if
Kay.
she can hear us, but congratulations, guys. Well
Congrats,
played.
Mary Kay.
They beat everybody by 20 minutes, she said.
No
Holy
way.
shit.
No
20
way.
Smoked the
Holy
cup.
shit.
In what class? In what class?
I don't know, in the Mary Kay class.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Way to go, Mary Kay.
Did they
Good job.
run it or
Yeah.
did they
Hey, Cyrus,
drive half the way?
Can we describe what Beach to Bay was?
I can promise you this:
Yeah,
that
scooters aren't
our team, Miles managed. We did not finish anywhere near first,
That's fine.
But
we
closer
ran,
than
but
last.
we ran with heart and soul and car bombs in
And
our
magic.
blood.
Bam.
Irish car bombs in the blood, boys. Anyway,
Speaking
Beach
of-
to Bay is a 26, or it's a marathon. It's a relay marathon that starts from
one of the largest in the country.
yeah. Well, it starts
is
from
one
one
of
side
those.
of the island and it goes down here to downtown to the beach. And at the end, you get pizza and beer.
What a
and,
great
it's
Pizza and
all
beer.
it's all for a great cause. It was today was it's
great cause.
Armed Forces Day.
Absolutely.
We ran for heroes. Hank, where's your little wristband?
He's got it.
Yeah, quit hiding behind the fucking skeleton.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ.
What?
All right. Anyway, great
Hey,
stuff
Hayden's looking
today.
at you.
Great stuff today. Hey, let's
Well, I'm
kick it
just
off
kidding.
with let's kick it off with horse racing because I
There
don't
we
think
go.
Hank's ready to kick it off with NBA. So
I am if you want to go there.
No. Let's go to the Preakness. All right, the Triple Crown, which is not going to be a Triple Crown
Not a
because
Triple
there's
Crown.
no one. The guy that won
The
Country,
second
Country
winner,
House didn't
The
win.
guy that won,
Yeah.
the
Country-
guy that actually got selected to win
yeah,
is out.
Country
They're
House
both
is out, and the other asshole that actually won, the one that crossed the finish line first last week, is also out.
Cheated.
So
Cheated.
to the Preakness, the one that runs at 5:45 Central Standard Time
Yeah,
today.
we're all going to watch this after the race, so come on, join us. We're going to watch it.
I have Always Mining. That's my favorite at 8-1. I think that's my guy. What do you think, Bob?
Actually, I like that. I'm still a Bob Baffert fan, so I'm going to go with Improbable.
Fair enough.
And it's going to be dry. He's not going to be running in the rain, so I think that horse is just going to blow away the field and win by like 3 lengths, to be honest with you.
I do like Bourbon War.
That's Furman's favorite too.
Yep.
Changed from a 12 to 1 to 9 to 2.
Yeah,
he's
I
a 9 to 2
I
now.
like Bourbon War. I was just gonna say that, man. I thought I saw the odds change. That's great. Hank, you got any favorites?
Skip Cat.
How about
Skip Cat.
another twist of fate? You got Skin
Skip
Cat.
Cat. I got
Skin Cat ain't even running in this race, so there's that. Yeah.
Hang on a second.
How about win-win-win?
What? It says.
Win-win-win. Of course, you gotta love that.
No, yeah.
Win-win-win.
Hang on a
There
second.
you go.
Bourbon War.
That's who we. That's
Yeah,
who
that's,
we-
no, I'm
never
always
mind, I'm
mining.
just kidding. Screw that.
Well, Bourbon just said Bourbon War's odds this morning were 9 to 2 instead of 12 to 1. So Bourbon War definitely moved into one of the top 5.
That's Vegas,
yeah.
though. That's Vegas trying to cheat
He's
you out of your
juicing.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Hank's down with Bourbon War. All
All
right.
right.
Bourbon
So,
War sounds
and we all know how the last bullshit ended. So we know that we got a new favorite going in.
Whatever
now.
jockey
by
is
the
wearing
way-
green and white checkers is gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah, whoever
Really?
crosses the line first and doesn't
Yeah, exactly,
doesn't
right.
hip check anybody across the finish
Exactly.
line, then
Well,
you're
there
there
was
was
done.
that.
that.
check
We had that
anybody in
last
horse
episode.
racing.
Yeah.
Way to dig into the platitudes.
All right.
Tony.
Well, let's. All right. Moving on from that. That's at 5:45. We'll be going. We'll be betting. We'll be betting heavy on the drinks.
We'll
on
be
the,
drinking
on the
heavily
adult
at that
beverages.
time, yes.
And I don't know if you could tell, but we've had quite a few since we've
I
crossed
don't
the
know what
finish
you guys
line
are
earlier.
talking about. I don't know.
Chabay is a hell of a thing.
Hey, and also today is the PGA championship.
Oh, buddy.
Brooks Kopdick or Kopka.
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 Kopka is 14 under right now.
Running away with it.
8.
13 under now.
Oh, 13.
No,
All right.
no,
So
no. I
7
don't know. I
back,
gotta read
7
that.
ahead
No,
of
no, no.
anybody else in the field. The field is struggling to keep up. This kid is lights out. He is putting 125-yard shots within 3 feet of the pin.
Oh, yeah, he's
Nobody
killing
else is able to control these greens. He's putting like a champ. He's chipping like a champ. He's driving and hitting the fairways. I have not seen anybody else in this field hit the fairways like
It's
he's
crazy
able to
his
do
lead
today.
right now.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Bethpage Black, though.
Matsuyama is actually playing really well, hitting the fairways, not hitting the second shot well. Bethpage Black is a tough course.
I know
It's
there's
hard.
a sign that says
You-
basically only pros can play
You
here. right?
remember a few years ago when they had the U.S. Open there?
Yeah.
The greens, the stemp meter was at a 29. Everything was falling off. It
No
was just
idea what
off
that
the
means.
Shelf. It means those greens
Means
are
fast.
like fucking glass, man.
Putting
Just
on
a
concrete is
sheet
what
of glass.
basically
yeah.
means. Yeah.
They're falling off. It's a
Tiger
little
won
lower.
in 92 or
It-
whatever.
It's
the hell
lower
it
this
was.
year,
And,
not 92, man. He was 97 when he was.
yeah.
Come on, anyway. But it's a little lower the step meter is this year, but it's a tough course. The rough, you get outside the first cut, you're this deep looking for your ball. It's crazy.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say this: if anybody can catch him, it's got to be DJ, who's sitting at tied for second.
He's looking good
Yeah.
today.
because of that smoke show girlfriend, Paulina.
Yeah,
Can
baby.
I get a
Oh,
witness?
God, that drives me
Paulina
nuts.
Gretzky.
Damn it.
Holla.
That drives me nuts. That drives me nuts.
You know who sucks a big bag of dicks? Adam Scott. I hate that guy. I don't know why I hate him. I've always hated him. He can suck. He's falling back right now. He's dropped a couple today. I hope he just falls off the
Fuck
face.
you, Adam Scott.
Oh, that's
He
harsh.
sucks
That's
so
harsh,
bad.
Tony. That's
Suck
harsh.
him.
Wow.
Hang on. Before
He's
we go,
horrible. He stole Tiger's caddy. He sucks.
all right. Oh, what? How do you
Stole?
steal? How do you
Well,
steal a
that guy
caddy?
got Tiger's
out of
caddy
there.
was a bitch.
He saw the downward spiral and
How
got
do you
the
steal a
fuck out
caddy?
when he did.
Well, Steve was actually not. That's not a bad call. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Before we go any further, I would like to mention that I forgot to introduce our faithful producer, our ex-XP J Rock
What up, Jay?
out in the Netherlands doing his thing,
And the new intern,
and our
Jack.
new intern Jack.
Yeah, buddy.
Jack, who
Yes.
cannot drink.
Not yet. Not yet.
Sorry, Jack.
We'll have to sneak in
August,
there.
we got you, man.
You don't
We
know
got you.
nothing about Jack, man. You don't know shit about
I don't
him.
know.
Jack,
Jack
you don't
seems
know
like the
Jack.
real deal. Look at the way he's dressed, man.
He looks like a strong man right there.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
have
so-
a feeling he's going to
So-
get some
so-
action later.
Cyrus, I want to ask you a question.
Talk to me.
What do you think about these wireless mics, man? What are you thinking?
About what?
These wireless mics.
Oh,
the new
Hey,
mics.
yeah,
Yes,
we've
we do.
upgraded.
Like
We've
the new mics.
upgraded.
Technology
We
is
have
a wonderful
upgraded.
thing, man. Well played, Jay.
Yeah.
Well
It's because
played.
we've gotten so much sponsorship money, we could buy some mics.
dollar
Exactly.
bills rolling in, man.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And literally dollar bills. So
Now
if
we-
anybody out there wants to, feel free to buy us a shot. Call the exchange. Facebook us, text us. I'm going to get on Facebook right now and see if anybody out there is listening to us. Come on, buy us something.
And
So-
also, please just, if you're here in Corpus, come down and sit with us and talk shit with us.
Hell yeah.
Please do.
Look at this asshole.
Yeah.
He's here.
We got Furman,
He's here.
Right? He's my ventriloquist doll.
the silent Furminator.
All right. Back to action. Hank, let's talk some NBA.
All right,
let's get into
Oh,
it.
here we go.
Before that kicks off, I just want to say, NBA, I want to talk about dropping. I want to talk about the dagger that Kawhi dropped on the Sixers.
Oh,
That
man.
was a great shot.
Let's
to get
talk
him
about
into the
that.
finals, right.
With Joel Embiid, all 6'7" or 7'6" or whatever he is,
Giganto.
trying to block that. He off his back foot, falling out of bounds, clock running out,
talent.
and it does a boop,
A 3-bounce
And then
dancing
then-
in drain
to win the
That was
series.
You know what?
awesome.
I mean, it's the most damn Kawhi Leonard thing I've ever seen.
fucking love Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I love him back, but I mean, like, look at this series, though. I mean, look at the way that team is developing. It's looking more and more like Kawhi and Danny Green are the only ones really doing just about anything. And I mean, shit.
One more time.
but now.
Sucks.
Anyway, but now look at where they're at. I mean, that was like when that happened, I said they're on the fucking fast lane to the finals.
Exactly.
There's no way after that action. And Joel Embiid, I'm sorry, walking off crying like I know it's tough, but man,
I
that was
know.
that
Come
was
on.
that was tough.
Come on.
That was tough to watch. But
He must have got that from Roy Williams.
but hey,
So-
Milwaukee is putting it to
Well, I
Toronto
mean,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, that's
so-
so,
so-
surprised
for
me.
real.
So here's the thing. I mean, Milwaukee looks like they're playing with a lot of passion, a lot more than they
Greek
really.
freak.
I mean,
Freak.
And where in the world did they come from?
No shit.
I mean, seriously. I mean,
Hank and I were
5
talking
years
earlier.
ago.
Who the hell is this team? Where
I mean,
are they
it's,
from?
It's
we've
Yanks, man.
got a collision course right now. Milwaukee and Golden State.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally
absolutely.
looks like it.
There's
Totally
no
looks
doubt
like it.
about it.
So all right, so at this point, I mean, we were looking at the last round was a lot more competitive in my opinion, and right now we're looking at the 2 number 1 seeds basically staring each other down. I mean, we've got Portland and Toronto. I mean, they're both doing their thing. I mean, it's
struggling.
obvious that Kawhi Leonard.
So far, we
and-
have home wins,
right. Yes.
which is one of those things.
Yeah, the
But
series is
is
not
gonna-
over
wait,
yet.
who is going to lose at home first? That's going to determine who the winner is in each of these series. I guarantee it.
First of all, we already know who's playing in the championship round. Is that right?
I'm saying it
I think
looks
so.
like a collision
Is that
course.
right?
I
But
think-
I
I
will
think we're
say,
right there.
I will say on the other side of it, it has been a Curry show.
Right.
Like,
no doubt.
hey,
and he told
Seth
little
Curry
brother-
is doing his thing too with Portland.
Yeah, he is.
Right.
Yeah, and-
That was a battle.
I mean, did you see those clips while he was shooting free throws?
Got it.
Getting
Steph
tired.
Curry is shooting free throws, and Steph Curry is sitting there just talking shit to him. And you know what Steph did? Nailed them both.
Yeah, I
Nailed
know.
them both.
That was a shot.
Both those Curry kids are good.
Yeah,
and
they're
you see
pretty
the families in the audience, and I read this online.
Yeah, no,
They basically like
the
they
reactions.
they flipped coins to see who was going to be cheering for which kid. The parents did.
So
How crazy is that to be a parent of 2 kids playing in the Western Conference Finals?
I-
I'd like to make an observation here. All
Oh,
right. So
okay.
we are going to be talking about a certain player whom I will not mention on the Golden State Warriors, who may or may not have been playing over the last few games, and all of a sudden people are asking questions. I wonder how valuable he is to this team. So I wonder what happens when Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are on the court playing in Milwaukee for 4 games out of 7, and they're looking at a guy that just stepped back on the court. He's
Any
not been in the
idiot
rhythm.
that doesn't think Durant is valuable to that team
No, of
should
course he is. Of
probably
course.
drug
So-
out in the street and shot.
So listen.
sense.
I'm gonna finish out. Give me a second. All right. So if there's one thing we saw in Game 1, Golden State, they said in the 3rd quarter, I'm gonna look at everybody else right now. All right. Look. You know what happened in the 3rd quarter of Game 1? Steph Curry and Klay Thompson decided to win the series. They made a decision. They said, we don't give a damn if Kevin Durant's here.
That's right.
Don't care.
Hey.
They said they're going to take care of it. And you know what they did? They kept it going into that 2nd game, and they did it again.
No Durant, no problem.
No problem. No problem.
Right.
As
That
of
would
right
be
now, I
exactly.
mean that tells you how stacked that team is.
Well, you know what? I think it tells you about the system of that team. I spilled beer. I know it is what it is.
Hey, Steve Kerr all day.
what does that tell you
Steve
about
Kerr's
next
my
year?
coach.
Oh,
What does that
whatever.
tell you about
New
next year?
Zen master, Steve Kerr. New Zen master.
Whatever.
You have a debate?
He did play under Phil Jackson for quite a few years,
Oh.
so it would make sense. Yeah.
I just tell you this:
And
they
Pop,
were
yep.
insane with Kevin Durant, and the fact that they just continue to roll without him is just shows you how good that they are.
Wow.
Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, or Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala.
Iguodala has
they
been
can-
a block machine.
Iguodala was the MVP of
He's
the
looking
one
like a madman
Yeah, I
this
mean,
And
series.
Draymond
Yeah.
Green owns the paint, period.
yeah.
I mean, period.
I have a
man establishes
strong-
a presence like nobody I've ever seen.
I have a strong prediction.
You're
Steph
thinking about
Curry
it,
and
okay.
Klay Thompson
There
are
it
going to be they're going to be Golden State Warriors for life. Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, they're probably not.
Kevin Durant might not be there next year.
That's what I'm saying. I
Exactly.
believe
So,
that.
okay, all right. So answer me this. I mean, we're looking at a Portland team that is young, excited. They're stoked in a more limited way. They kind of remind me of Milwaukee, but at the same time, you know, I mean,
Dame Lillard's the man. I fucking love
sure,
Dame Lillard.
sure. But how do you get past that system in Golden State? I mean, look at that team; they're on fire, and you get Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in a rhythm. They're not going to stop.
Bullshit.
So, I mean,
It's called defense.
Well, it's called defense,
Play
but
some
where's
damn
the defense?
defense.
I mean, where's
Yeah,
the
but then they
defense,
start
right?
getting fouls, and then they get in foul trouble.
No,
It's like-
bullshit.
It's a game within a
Learn
game,
to
man.
play defense.
Can
It's
I
called
transition?
white
Can I
on
transition
rice.
a little
You just
bit?
sit on him.
So,
You
so
don't let him touch the ball. That's how he doesn't score. You
So
don't let him
here's
touch
the
it.
thing: go across the aisle, right? Let's take a look at Toronto and Milwaukee. And I mean, Tony and I mean, we were talking about, we were thinking about how in the world did Milwaukee come from where they're at? I mean, where the hell was Milwaukee 5
No
years ago?
shit, right?
No
Where the hell
doubt.
were they? You know, and now all
They
of a
are
sudden they look like
killing
the
them.
most energetic team in the league, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, when you really get down to it, Eric Bledsoe's the fastest son of a bitch on the court. Pretty much.
Wow.
All right,
Not
so
all. Not all.
just
Two
still,
to 10, yeah.
Still also, and just so we can kind of feed off the NBA a little bit, let's talk about the lottery results.
Oh, my.
God,
Because
that's
What a
because-
shit show.
Because New York, everybody was like, everybody in New York, everybody across the country pretty much said Zion's going to New York. It's New York's won the lottery.
Yeah.
But you forgot that there's still this thing called the lottery.
which I hate.
The lottery is still a fucking
I love
lottery.
it.
I hate
I
it.
love it.
You
I
still
hate
have the balls to be drawn. And so there was
I think it's an amazing
there was
way.
there was
that
three
sounded
teams
so
there was
sexual
there
right
was
there,
three
by the way.
teams that could have won it.
Cleveland,
And
New York, and Phoenix.
And the team that
None of them
there
got
was
it.
well I'm saying there was a lot of teams that could have won it. There was three teams that had the highest odds of winning
Chicago
it.
Right.
was.
And your boys the
Second.
Pelicans who've been trying to offload Anthony Davis,
New Orleans.
they end up winning it.
What an amazing thing. And then
And now they're saying that
immediately
AD might stay.
Zion's agent says he wants to stay at Duke for a
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
not
That's
gonna
the
happen.
rumor. He did
It's
not.
a rumor.
The
He
Yeah.
did not
the
hire
man-
an agent.
The man declared for
He has
for the
not
draft.
signed a shoe contract.
He's still playing in the NBA this year. He's not
I don't
going
think
back
there's
to
any
Duke.
way he doesn't play.
But here's the neat thing.
Whether or not he plays in New
He-
Orleans,
he-
I'm not sure.
Here's the
I
here's-
bet he plays in Italy. to
Here's
be honest
also
with
a
you.
thing. New Orleans is trying to get RJ Barrett, so they want to have Zion and Barrett on the same team right now.
Not gonna happen.
You
that
better
could
start
happen.
swindling
if,
some
if
shit.
They could, If they could make that trade that to make that happen,
All right.
Zion's fine.
There's no way because the only way they trade to 3 because RJ Barrett's going at 3. He's not going past 3, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm
and
just
the
saying.
Knicks are grabbing Barrett.
So
at three.
and the Knicks want Zion. So
They
I
want
mean,
him, yeah.
the only
So
way
do
they're
you trade
trading is if you're getting Zion or maybe AD. Maybe you trade AD
Well,
and you
they
get
might.
the number 3 and you get Barrett and Zion.
You got AD, Kevin Garnett, and Kyrie in New York. That might
Who
work.
the fuck? Kevin Garnett?
what? He's
I
retired.
mean, sorry,
He's old.
sorry, Kevin Durant. My
I was
bad.
like, he's coming back. He's coming back.
All tall people, all great players. My
Paul
bad.
Pierce is somewhere trying to make
Yeah,
a prediction.
right? Yeah,
I just
don't
wanna-
know.
I just-
You got
don't know.
Anthony Davis,
I'm laughing
Kevin
about
Durant,
it.
and Kyrie all looking at the Knicks. That's a thing.
Uh,
that could happen.
I
Wow.
would not be surprised if Zion does not go back to
I'm
college
laughing
or
because-
plays overseas.
I'm laughing
Hey, Jay.
because a guy like Stephen A. Smith is out there crying because
Oh,
Yeah,
Steve,
right.
Yeah,
just because New York
didn't
did
get
not
it.
win the
Exactly.
lottery.
that man, I
That's
swear,
how
he takes
crooked it
everything
is.
personally.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna yell at everything, and that's what I say. Single, monotone, everything, shit.
Yep.
Shit.
Stephen A. Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen A.
Right.
Call me, man. I got you, man. All impersonation.
Exactly.
Well played.
We like you, Steve.
Yeah. What do you think,
Playing for
Cooper?
a job.
What do you think,
Your spot
Cooper?
on ESPN,
You
though.
good?
We do want
You
your
good,
spot on
Cooper?
ESPN.
All right.
He doesn't know shit.
Yeah, I see it. I see you.
Yeah,
All
buddy.
right. All right. So, all right. Moving on to the NHL.
Oh, the NHL. That's been
Holy
a
shit.
fun week since last week, by
So,
the way.
Boston. In case you haven't been watching,
Scott the bartender that now is the time. Just go tell
now is the time.
Sorry for
All
the
right.
delay. Anyway,
Anyway, so in case you haven't been
Thank you.
paying
Here's the
attention
jack.
or if you've been living under a rock, the NHL playoffs, Boston has punched their ticket into the finals. They are going to play for the Stanley Cup, and Brad Marchand still sucks, and so does Xavier, and so does most people in Boston. I'm sorry,
I think we all already know the Boston
but
win this.
let me say this: the Islanders swept the Penguins.
No. Yes.
What
Yes,
up,
that's
Zeke?
what. And then Carolina swept
have you
the
here,
Islanders,
baby.
and now the Islanders have been
Yes.
swept by the Boston Bruins,
Yeah, that
or the
was
Carolina
ridiculous.
Hurricanes have been swept by the Boston Bruins. So I'm hoping that the winner of the San Jose and St. Louis series goes in there and just sweeps Boston right
What
out.
do you
of
got?
here.
That'd be
Can I
fun.
say one thing right now about
Sure,
Boston?
let's go.
So a buddy of mine, he just texted me. He said,
You have
hey,
buddies?
Man, he said, hey, man, my kid just asked me this question. He said, Dad, we just bought Velveeta mac and cheese. Normally we buy Kraft mac and cheese, but we hate the Boston Patriots, so why would we ever buy Kraft mac and cheese ever again in our
Oh,
lives?
I get it.
That's from a 10-year-old kid. So clearly, if they know, the world knows.
If they like,
fuck Boston.
if they support rub and tugs, then I
Yeah.
guess you keep
Right.
you
Who
keep
doesn't?
buying
Come
the
on,
Kraft.
I like them. I'm good with them. I don't care.
Or Juniper, Florida. I mean, either way.
Juniper,
Anyway.
Jupiter.
Juniper.
Is
Juniper,
kinda,
Juniper.
Jupiter.
Either way, it's a shithole.
Jupiter. Burt
Anyway.
Reynolds is from there.
So,
Well,
oh.
from there.
Well, if Burt Reynolds is from there, then I guess we're good. Going back to the Boston and Carolina series, Carolina just could not stay out of the penalty box. Peter Mrazek sucked. They couldn't get goaltending. Carolina's special team sucked. They were on a 5-on-3 in that last game and just could not. They were just
Right,
They were just
exactly.
passing around in circles. No shots on net.
None. I ain't got
Justin
it.
Williams, their captain, got eaten alive by Brand Marchand. Just that he was in his head. He had a whole mess of real estate in fucking Justin Williams' head, and he's supposed to be the captain of Carolina. And they all just broke down. Dougie Hamilton was getting penalties left and right, and Carolina. It was a good story, but you out. So moving on to San
Tampa Bay
Jose.
was a
and-
good story 2 weeks ago. So
So moving on to San Jose. Does anybody have anything to say about Boston and Carolina
Negative.
before I move on?
No.
All right.
But we got to talk about that one game.
Yeah, so moving on to San Jose and St. Louis, that's been an absolute battle. The series is tied 2-2 right now. Logan Couture might be the MVP, that or Jordan Binnington, which is the St. Louis goaltender. There was a very controversial ending to Game 3.
Game 3.
Yeah, so this game goes into overtime, and at this stage of this game, it's 1-1. I'm sorry, the series is tied at 1-1. It goes into overtime, and St. Louis, for all intents and purposes, was dominating this game, and San Jose came back, and in overtime, there's a controversial play where
Cyrus,
yeah.
Can I interrupt you for just one moment?
damn it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
No.
sorry, man.
Controversial play.
No, we're in the middle of it.
we're at a
Gosh,
controversial play.
Hang on a second. I understand, but
Thanks, Scotty.
there are things that have happened. Hang on a second, real
I
quick.
don't know.
Real quick. Hey, Scott.
What's going on here? I'm
Hey, Scott.
lost. I'm
I
don't know what's going on.
I know that obviously you've seen that we're messing around with this whole podcast thing, man. I know that you're working on a project of your own, man. Would you mind telling us a little bit about it?
Awesome.
All right, so the podcast we're doing right here out of the exchange is called the Corpus Christi Coastal Bent, and it is absolutely fantastic. Call me biased because it's my podcast. But what
Hey,
we
Bias, what's it about?
what we do is
thought your name was
we
Scott.
explore the principles that are expressed in ancient mythology and religious texts and apply them to modern life. Last episode, what we did is we talked about how work is how human beings are liberated, that before work we were useless. Cavemen throwing rocks at each other in caves trying to kill each other. But then the gods in the stories give us work, right? Work makes us useful. Work will liberate you. It will
Maybe
set
you.
you free. So if ever you're at work with your head hung low thinking to yourself like, man, I really wish I wasn't here. Wish I was at the beach with my toes in the sand. Think again. You'd have no meaning in your life if you didn't have some work,
This
baby.
kid. I like it. All right,
So
Scotty.
Corpus Christi Coastal Bent. You can find us on Anchor, www.anchor.fm/CCC Bent.
All the slashes.
We are also on YouTube. Just type in Corpus Christi Coastal Bent. That's Bent, B-E-N-T. You will find us with the first one to pop up. I want to go ahead and thank the guys
My man.
from the BSNS podcast for giving me this opportunity to plug our podcast. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
baby. Thanks for the car bombs. Appreciate your love.
Holy shit.
Sorry, Cyrus.
Holy shit. All right, here we go. So let's just go ahead and take these shots because I think that's the only way to segue out of
Pretty
that.
sure we
That's
have
a
to do
bad-
that.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, so are there shots or something?
Whoa.
That sucks
Hello
for Tony.
already.
That sucks for Tony.
Sucks for Tony.
God damn it. My mom better not be watching.
Well, she is.
Hi, Miss Kathy. Debbie
Oh.
Nichols, everybody.
What's up, Uncle Mike?
Irish car bombs, not
I'm on.
our friend.
Thanks for the barbecue
God
grill, Mom.
damn it.
I got to put it together. It's going to take me like 72 hours, but thank you, Mom.
So,
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. They made
Yeah,
me do
Tracy's watching.
it.
Right on.
Tracy, Kathy says hi.
So,
All right.
hola.
So let me get back. Can I
Yeah,
get
let's
back to
get
NHL?
back to
Yeah,
game
please do,
three.
please
Come
do.
back to
Will
shit
you
people
please
care
get
about
back
here.
to the topic?
Seriously.
Thank you.
Jesus, man.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm just trying to talk about things that what people want to hear about. So
I
let's
want to
hear
hear
it.
what you
All
have to
right.
say.
All right. Game 3, there was a hand pass that comes across in overtime.
Was not a hand pass.
Yeah, no, this is what happened. The puck gets chipped out. The guy is sitting in the front, and the rules state that you cannot advance the puck with your hand to an your own player in the offensive zone. What happened was San Jose, they chipped the puck up. The guy in the front, Timo Meyer, swatted the puck. Exactly like that.
Boom.
And
Rejected.
And Eric Carlson, EK65, snaps it home. Boom. San Jose wins. But wait,
There's more.
St. Louis is like, the fuck?
No.
He swatted that puck over to him.
No. Here is the rule, by the way. It's Rule 67.1.
Please.
Holy
like,
shit.
Which says a player shall be permitted to stop or bat a puck in the air with his open hand unless he deliberately directs the puck to a teammate.
Which is
He
what
did
happened.
Not.
He swatted it over to his
swatted it
teammate.
to the middle in the front of the net, and the guy who actually hit the ball came
Puck.
from behind the in line to direct it to the guy outside who directed it
Bob,
into
if
the
somebody
I
net.
will
was hitting
agree
a
that
ball.
the guy in the middle, Timo Meyer, the one who swatted the puck, he wasn't like, here's a puck. Whoa, swat it to my teammate.
Yeah.
He was like, he saw a puck coming to him, and he was like, ah! And
He
like swatted
went
it.
directly in front of
Yeah,
the net,
and it
open
just
space,
happened to go to-
exactly what you want to do.
It happened to go over to EK65,
Yeah.
Eric Carlson, and boom, he sends it home. And
I
St.
thought
Louis,
it was beautiful.
St.
I
Louis
thought
players,
they should, the Sistine
Louis-
Chapel should paint that on the ceiling.
St. Louis, they showed their ass. They were throwing shit on the ice. They were throwing beer all over
They
everybody.
were banging
It
their
was a bad.
sticks on the glass.
Let me tell you,
Anybody else love the fact that Furman's eyes are closed right now?
fucking love Furman. Let me tell you something. That play is not reviewable. So it,
It's
did,
not
it did
reviewable.
not
Bunch of
matter.
crap.
It didn't
Which-
matter if it went across the.
Which I thought they made a
if
big
the
deal
ref
about it.
didn't blow the whistle, it's not reviewable.
And
Wow.
they
Two
made a
questions.
big deal about it, like, oh, that's not a reviewable
Cyrus.
play.
Yes, I'm listening.
That's how
Do you
they
think it should be reviewable?
I'm sorry.
Do you think it should have been reviewable?
Well, this is what I think. In the NHL, in the playoffs, I think there's two things that should be reviewed. I think overtime goals that are sudden death should be reviewed, and just kind of like how all scoring plays are reviewed. I think they should be able to be reviewed, and I think that, like we talked about before with San Jose and Las Vegas, where the guy got a 5-minute major in a game misconduct, I think it's similar to college rules where if you get a targeting penalty, you can review that. I think that should be reviewed. Those are the only two things I think they should add to the review.
Reviewing would not have changed anything. You did
In
not
this
pass
case,
it
it
to
would.
anybody.
Well, in this case, since it was an overtime goal and it ended the game, it would have been reviewable.
It should have been reviewable, but they would have come up with the same judgment. The guy hit it in front of the net. There was nobody there. The guy that actually passed it to the guy that scored was behind the in line and skated in and touched it to him, and he shot it in. Watch it. Watch it. Everybody, watch it and judge for yourself.
Playoffs.
It's on the internet.
This
Just
is what's,
look it up.
This is what's exciting about this series. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said the winner of the San Jose and Las Vegas series is going
I
to play
remember.
for the Cup.
Right.
And I hope
We're
that
getting
San Jose
close.
does it just to make me right.
No
You've
shit.
been,
No
you've been,
shit.
you've
We
been
are going
talking
for
about
San Jose,
Vegas
by
the
the way.
whole
No,
damn
I was, and I said the winner of the Vegas and San
Yeah.
Jose series was going to move on.
But now you're
And
saying,
that
I
series
hope- I
went
hope
to a
San Jose
7-game
wins.
series, and that went to a game 7, and
Yeah.
that all got changed by a bad penalty.
Right.
And then.
So now you're on San Jose to
Yeah,
win it.
I
That's
said
fair.
that. I said
enough.
San Jose,
Yep.
if they win it, they're going.
I'm
but
with you, brother.
I will point this out. St. Louis, is 2 games away from going to the Stanley Cup
You know,
Finals.
the city of St. Louis just sucks so much
Well,
ass.
hang on,
I hope they don't win.
hang on. Before you go there, St. Louis was in last place in December. They were in last place in the NHL,
Wow.
and they're 2 games away from going to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
That's
Stanley Cup
amazing.
Finals. Stanley Cup Final.
That's amazing.
That's
dude.
crazy.
That's insane.
That
That does
shit
not
doesn't
happen.
That shit doesn't happen in the NBA. That shit doesn't happen in the MLB.
No, no. Baseball, maybe.
Unless you're talking like some
Maybe
Moneyball,
baseball because
some
you
Oakland
have
A's
187
Moneyball Magic
fucking
shit.
games
Yeah,
to
like-
play.
Hey, Cyrus.
yeah.
I got $100. Said the Bruins win it all.
Boo, my.
Fuck the Bruins.
I'm going with the Bruins right
Yeah,
now.
you got
They
what,
swept
you
the
got
motherfuckers.
Xavier in your pants over there.
No,
What-
no,
I'm totally
I don't-
going with it. I'm totally going.
Hank, by the way, your mom's jaw just dropped a little bit, and
sorry,
she's
I-
curious as to why you're doing it.
I'm
Yeah.
totally going with the Bruins, too,
Hey,
man. They swept the motherfuckers.
Yo, I'm not happy about it, but I
Furman's the
think that's what's
mid-shake.
going to
I
happen.
think they're
That's
gonna
clear.
I already owe.
Justified.
Hey, I already owe you
Justified.
60. So, well, technically, you owe me 45 for the run, but you bought the. You made the shirt. So,
I am
Hang on a
going
second.
with the
I
Bruins.
beat you
Right.
in the run.
What the
Wait a
hell?
second. Wait, hang on a second. Wait.
no, your entry fee. You paid the entry. You paid the entry with your shirts.
Can
So,
we talk a
we're
little
good.
bit about
You
Beach
owe me
Bay?
$45.
Guys, tell
you
me
threw
about
up.
Beach to Bay. How hard was it?
It sucked.
How,
That's Furman. He threw up across the finish
what
line.
leg did you run?
I ran number 5. I
Threw
handed the
up.
baton to
You,
Furman.
you ran the fifth leg, which doesn't exist, so perfect. You ran the first leg.
I ran the first leg. So
he
I
ran
love
the
the
last
fact-
leg,
I love
and
the
you
fact
ran
that
leg
he
number
puked.
5
Here,
that
here,
doesn't
that's
actually
awesome.
exist.
tone it back. Tone it
Wow.
back.
That
Tone it
means
back.
he
Tone it
gave
back.
it up.
Well played.
Tone it back. All right. So let's go through the process. So
What process?
if anybody's watching, Beach to Bay is basically
Beach to Bay.
One of the top 10 biggest relay marathons in the country.
Right.
It's a big deal. There were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people out there at Beach to Bay.
Thousands.
And
Thousands. of
well done
viewers.
to all the athletes out there running today. I was not one of them because I
Right.
don't run.
And one
but
would
well
wonder
played.
why Tony's talking right now if he wasn't one of the ones that ran it.
Well, I was just trying to
I
promote
was not
you and
either,
get the
right?
build up.
Fuck with
I
it.
mean, you were just
I was
bumping
gonna
I've
the
got
ground.
your logo on my shirt.
Everybody is all
I know. I love it.
So here
let's,
real
let's
quick.
bring it back on the rails here.
So first leg.
Yeah.
First leg of Beach to Bay was a beach leg. The tide was really, really high. The wind was high, too. It was actually a pretty solid run. I ran it. We passed it off. Coop's sitting right over there passing the baton. It moved on down the stretch until it got – well, I mean, and not to mention Haley was in there. I wish Eric was here, too. Haley's here with the team, too.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yeah,
Hanging with Mr. Cooper
himself.
ran
You
number
ran
2.
Haley?
You know?
Nice.
Yeah. Haley ran.
Nice.
Eric isn't here right now.
Hey, Cooper,
but-
you for a guy that hasn't run in a long time, you ran a phenomenal time. Good job, buddy.
So
everybody needs to give it up for
Right.
Cooper. Good job, Cooper.
so
Well, I don't know what you're running at.
as far as this local run goes, I know this isn't the type of thing that somebody's going to tune in from outside and check this out. But as far as the local run
Fuck
goes,
it, it's our show. We can do what we want.
Cyrus, what do you think about
right.
your run, man? I mean, you were fifth leg, right?
Yeah, let me tell you something, boys and girls. There was a long line for porta potties when I got out there. You had to take a shuttle to get to my leg, and it started at the end of the naval base. And I got there, and Haley was about to come across the finish line to hand me the baton. And she's like, "Hey, I'm here." And I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta piss." And I looked over. There was 3,000 people. There was 3,000 people waiting in line to
Please
piss.
tell me you pissed on your leg. While
And
you're running.
I said,
Wow.
"You know what? I'll hold it. I'll hold it for 4.5 miles. I'm good."
Oh my god!
And she handed me the baton, and I started running. And about a quarter mile in, I said, "Oh shit, I cannot hold this. I can't hold it. I can't hold it." And I did. I almost peed
For
my
4.5
pants.
miles.
I started thinking to myself, like, I might just have to piss my
now,
pants.
now, did it make you run faster?
No, it made me run hurting. It hurt a lot. My bladder
So
was
other
angry
than
at me.
that,
What? Why didn't you?
I
So, note
almost
to self,
I was
whip it out and piss.
I was almost right next to the water. I almost ran into the water and just took a piss right there in the
You
water.
should've.
I was
Why
it
don't
was
you just